Tesla stock is currently trading at $238.59 per share. It is less than $100 short of the $300 price tag many believe Tesla will reach within the year. This may even be achievable as Tesla stock is following an upward trend in recent days. In fact, Tesla shares have crushed the market this year, up 87%, although they've taken a breather in the past month, down about 21% since their recent high posted on July 18th. Investors seem to be digesting the latest financial results in a negative light. Still, many are convinced that Tesla stock will reach $300 per share by the end of 2023, which would translate to a 30% gain over the next 4 months or so. In each of the first 2 quarters of 2023, Tesla was able to exceed Wall Street analyst estimates for the top line, generating revenue of $23.3 billion and $24.9 billion in Q1 and Q2 respectively. Both figures showed year-over-year increases of greater than 20%, which is tremendous growth for the EV industry leader. Tesla also delivered 889,000 cars in the last 2 quarters, compared to 565,000 in the first 6 months of 2022. The news wasn't all good, though. With regard to the company's most recent margin trends, investors were let down. Tesla's Q2 gross margin of 18.2% was significantly lower than it was during the same time the previous year. The constant price reductions Tesla has instituted to increase volume and increase its market share are the primary cause of this lower profitability. In China, the same thing is taking place, and it appears like a fierce price war in the EV industry is currently underway, which could make it challenging for Tesla to increase profits in the future. A 30% increase in the stock between now and the end of the year doesn't seem like an irrational outcome, despite the company's recent mixed financial results. Huge upswings are common, as evidenced by the 2,220% increase in Tesla shares over the last 10 years. Additionally, in November 2021, the stock's closing split-adjusted price reached an all-time high of a little under $410. A few potential triggers that could boost Tesla's stock and shareholders are upcoming. When the company releases its third quarter financial results in October, it has the potential to once again beat consensus analyst estimates. Additionally, the stock price may benefit if margins start to stabilize. Tesla CEO Elon Musk stated on the most recent earnings call that the business would begin shipping its eagerly awaited Cybertruck later this year. If this happens, it might serve as a constructive catalyst. However, the opposite is also true. Shareholders may punish Tesla shares if it again delays the beginning of Cybertruck deliveries and if margins continue to decline. Investors may be hopeful that the stock might reverse its recent trend and have a solid year-end, but it does not seem to be as simple as that. Looking at the near term, there's always a great deal of uncertainty, but given the state of the economy, it feels like that uncertainty is particularly high right now. Consumer spending, unemployment, and the job market will be important elements influencing what the Fed does, regardless of what happens with inflation. Consequently, the macro environment can't be ignored, so investors should keep it on the back of their minds. From a fundamental perspective, Tesla could crush it during the rest of the year. The stock could still do poorly, though, due to weaker investors, especially because it trades at a steep trailing price-to-earnings ratio of 66. On the other hand, it remains possible that the stock will hit $300 by year-end, but be forewarned that things could go the other way too without warning. Remember, there's no way of knowing that outcome ahead of time. Therefore, the best thing that Tesla shareholders can do is adopt a long-term mindset. In light of this, Tesla investors and enthusiasts alike are adopting an optimistic mindset that Tesla stock will reach $300 before the year ends. Notably, the leading EV company's stock almost soared to $300 in mid-July of this year when it traded at $293.34 per share. Before Tesla was downgraded by various Wall Street banks a few weeks back, one analyst shared his belief about Tesla soaring to $300 within the year. While analysts are mixed regarding their expectations for Tesla stock from here, the primary trend of their price targets for the growth stock SEO has recently been up. Analysts have been impressed with the company's better-than-expected second quarter deliveries and Tesla's overall resilience in the face of an uncertain macroeconomic environment. Overall, automotive production is picking up more momentum than anticipated, and Tesla's manufacturing trends are no exception. This has Bank of America analyst John Murphy lifting his price targets for stocks in the auto industry significantly. As for his view of Tesla stock specifically, the analyst recently raised his price target from $225 to $300. Again, note that this happened before Tesla was downgraded by banks. After reporting an 83% year-over-year increase in second quarter deliveries, Murphy applauded the electric car maker's high-volume business. He believes that better-than-expected improvements in supply in the auto industry year-to-date are making car companies like Tesla more valuable. Supporting his case, Tesla's production has improved dramatically year-over-year, fueling strong second quarter deliveries of 466,140 vehicles was quarterly vehicle production of 479,700, up 86% from the number of vehicles Tesla produced in the year-ago period. Production was a mess this time last year. Tesla's factory in China endured a significant pause in production during the first half of 2022 as the country's government persisted in strict efforts to curb the spread of COVID-19. Challenges in the supply chain also led to higher costs as demand exceeded supply and lower industry-wide production was spread across costly, fixed capital investments. Tesla CEO Elon Musk referred to the operating environment as supply chain hell in the second quarter 2022 earnings call. Note that Tesla's production also improved substantially sequentially. The nearly 480,000 vehicles Tesla produced in Q2 were up 9% from the first quarter of 2023. Assuming demand remains robust, Tesla is now well-positioned to achieve its target of growing sales by about 50% year-over-year this year. Tesla has already taken deliberate action to help drive sales growth to keep up with production by slashing the prices of its vehicles by as much as 20% earlier this year. Simply put, Tesla has been able to increase its production capacity, but it remains to be seen whether demand can grow as fast as production. Murphy's bullish $300 12-month price target for the stock suggests that he believes Tesla's demand and deliveries will continue growing nicely throughout the year. Notably, Tesla previously revealed that its potential annual manufacturing output slightly increased, and as of the end of Q2, it stands at more than 2,025,000 units, which is 25,000 more than at the end of Q1. However, this may or may not change in Q3 as the production output of Tesla's German gigafactory near Berlin has slowed to less than 4,000 units per week. According to a story published by Business Insider citing internal documents and anonymous sources, the production milestone of 5,000 units reached in March was a one-off, and Tesla has gradually lowered the production target of its Berlin-Brandenburg facility to 4,350 cars per week in July and August, and even lower for the coming weeks. As per Business Insider, pictures showing Tesla's internal workflow software indicated that the target for July and August had been lowered to 870 cars per day. But even so, there were days when output was lower, with just 692 cars produced on July 25th and 806 on July 28th. Tesla only assembles the Model Y electric crossover in Germany. After reaching the production milestone of 5,000 units per week, the American EV brand reportedly added a third shift and was looking to add a fourth shift at Giga Berlin in April to double production. However, 2 months later, Reuters wrote that the Elon Musk-led firm would cut Saturday shifts and hire fewer temporary workers, with Tesla saying that production was still on track to reach self-imposed targets. All that said, whether or not Tesla will soar up to $300 within the year remains to be seen. With more than 4 months before the year's end, it may just be possible, especially as the stock is currently sitting at $238.59. $60 or so more, and Tesla will have reached $300. Make sure to subscribe for more.